Evening. So I'm slightly late, but I was having to deal with my big dog here, as he needed to go out and use the facilities, so I do apologise. Oh, because this is great, now my cat's starting. This is a typical one of my lives, isn't it? I can start, and then my animals kick off. It's like, oh, wonderful. I hope everyone's having a good evening, and hopefully, well, this isn't going to be too dark, but I just want to put a few issues straight here and there and see where the night goes, really. It's, oh, hello, what do you want? So I think my cat wants to be popular on YouTube for some reason. I don't think she really wants that deep down though, because people start saying some weird shit about you and all that, but well, you guys know what it's like. I mean, for fuck's sake. What is that in there? Are you right, Belle? How are you doing, my love? Yeah, I'm not doing too badly today, actually. I had to get some hospital treatment yesterday, but I'm doing alright. As you can hear, my throat is a lot better, but it's still not, feeling a little bit shit. Oh, fuck's sake, my cat just jumped on me. God, I just scared the fucking living daylights out of me. I do apologise for swearing. I didn't even see her coming. Oh, you little monkey. What you like? How have you been anyway, Belle? Are you doing alright? How are your granddaughters and that? So I haven't been on YouTube or many lives or anything really much, because trying to get over this and everything, you know. I'm catching it. You get out of my face. This is getting ridiculous. Hi, right. You doing alright? Hey, Tonkin. Fucking hell. So I've got cat hairs up my bloody nostrils. Oh, this is going great, isn't it? She's like left me alone for quite a while and go fucking live, and then she starts something. This is just fucking outrageous. What's your day been like, Rights? Fucking hell. Sorry for swearing again, but well, where the fuck can start with this one? I really don't know how to fucking start this live off, because I'm like shaking my head in disbelief. I mean, it's like, I didn't hear this like with my own ears, so I'm just going off by what I've been told, and it's like fucking outrageous. But yet again, I'm being blamed for some crazy YouTube drama, which I don't even know this person. I've spoken to him one time on somebody else's panel, and I'm getting accused of all of their drama, which I have no part of. Yeah, I lived in Brighton many years ago, as a lot of you well know. I haven't said that's bad or anything like that. When I lived there, it was, well, good and bad, I'd say. But in regards to this other Brightonian, or supposed Brightonian, I know nothing about the guy. For me to know somebody like that, I would have to be a police informant. Never have been a police informant. I wouldn't go near the Roses if he paid me. Absolutely not. I'd have to be part of like art, crime, or whatever. I know nothing about art. I know nothing about crime. So the two of them together, it is outrageous. I mean, does this person have any idea how many people live in Brighton alone? And this guy doesn't even live in Brighton. Pevensey Bay is nowhere near fucking Brighton. It is miles away. There's like several towns in between Brighton and Pevensey. For fuck's sake, it's like probably saying the difference between I don't know, like one side of Northern Ireland to the other. It's fucking outrageous. Oh, no, I'm not going to get the pans out. No, I'm not going to pan anybody, for goodness sake. But I'm in a bit of a, I don't want to say pissed off mood, because that I wouldn't be legit, but it's like, I'm getting sick and fucking tired, right? And I would say this right off the bat. I'm getting sick and fucking tired of people's bullshit on here, where, yeah, okay, two people have an argument. I can understand that. And people have rights to have arguments all the bloody time, I get that. But other people then just turn around and say that I have brought this person into that other person's channel, which I wasn't even online back then. I was like avoiding's probably the wrong word to use, but I didn't want any drama at that point because of what went on previously to go over to that person's channel, so I had no idea where Art Hostage came from. I don't know the guy. Like I said, I spoke to him one time on Plastic Paddy's panel. That was it. That is me knowing the guy of that conversation. I think we spoke about Brighton for a little bit here and there, but that was it. I don't know the geezer. Oh, you've been in hospital too, have you, right? Fucking hell. Hi, conspiracy darling, how are you doing? Still enjoying your music and that? Now, hopefully you're having a good time, and that way you are, because I say sorry about the slight rant and that. I'm not normally like this, but when people are putting out crazy bullshit, it's like I am not being dragged into another fucking load of YouTube drama and bullshit. I got blamed for somebody else's shenanigans back in January/February, and I'm not doing that again. Especially when I had nothing to do with the last lot of drama, and I've got nothing to do with this lot of drama. It's like fucking hell. So please, Si, keep my fucking name out your fucking mouth. You've got a big enough gob to shut it. You know nothing about me. I don't particularly want to know anything about you. So to keep my name out your bloody mouth. If I knew the guy, I would have came out and said so. I've got no qualms in saying who I know personally, who I don't, but no. That is fucking below the belt trying to blame me for that shit. I mean, for goodness sake. I don't really know exactly what happened between Plastic Paddy and Art Hostage. I don't want to know. It's nothing to do with me. And to be blamed for it all, it's like, what the fuck? Just because, yeah, I wasn't born in Brighton. I said that as well. I moved to Brighton as a child. My parents took me there. So, does that mean that I know every single person in Brighton? No. I know quite a few people in Brighton, granted. But I haven't made inquiries about the guy. I don't really want to be part of any of that. It's not what I'm about. Seriously. I've never done any music for his channel. I don't even know what kind of music the guy's into. I do not know him whatsoever. This is complete and utter bullshit. I think it would have been majorly apparent to anybody that was in Paddy's live stream that day when I was speaking to Art, because it was polite to do so. I mean, that's what you do when you go on people's panels. You normally talk to the other people that are there. You don't ignore them. I mean, what's the point in that? It's fucking ridiculous. But for all of this then to turn into something else, it's like, wow. And also for him to bring Marshall into it, I mean, Jesus Christ. That's a fucking shifty thing to do as well. You've got nothing better to do than to bring others down because, what, you're bored or something. So you think, right, okay, she hasn't been around for a bit. Let's sort of like drop her name in it again and see if we can cause her some fucking drama, this, that and the other. Well, if you're not fucking careful, that drama's going to come round and bite you on the fucking arse. Seriously. Yeah, you are talking there, but it's like, why is it though that everybody seems to like blame myself when stuff starts to go slightly iffy? I mean, it's like fucking hell. I mean, yeah, I could understand it if the guy was very much into DJing and music and all of that. I could understand people maybe linking me to the guy, but somebody that's into art and crime and being part of police informants and ratting on people and no, fuck no. No, I would rather keep myself to myself rather than associate myself in that kind of world. No. My mum would never forgive me if I bloody got into crazy shit like that. I mean, shit, no. She wasn't into ratting on people to the cops and all of that. She was pretty old school in that way, and about not going to cops and stuff like that, really, if shit goes on, you know. Oh, fucking hell. Right, so it's one with so many fucking levels, Jesus Christ. It's like, what would bloody say about that? No comment. Well, I'd say I do not know much about this art guy. I really don't. And it's like, anybody actually believes that shit? I mean, that they're smoking more weed than fucking Jumbo, for goodness sake. I mean, when I actually heard that, I actually laughed because it was like, is this guy for real? It's like, no, I must have been like in a different time zone or something, or... Wow, it was lucky that I weren't around in the early hours of this morning, because if I'd have known all this was going on, because obviously I was in hospital at the time, I could dealing with my chest infection issues and all that, but it's like, fucking hell, no. Hey Marshall, you alright? Oh Marshall, you thought he was telling the truth? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I've been into art crime for the past, what, 20 odd years on the QT. Yeah, I thought I'd come out on YouTube and tell everyone. Yeah, right. Oh dear, I mean, I think, you know, a few people would have noticed me robbing a few galleries and museums in London, for fuck's sake. I mean, the amount of fucking cameras there are in fucking London. And I haven't, like, been in Brighton properly for... Oh, bloody Nora. Just under 20 years now. So... it is absolutely fucking crazy. All of it. And it's getting to the point now where people are just going to be at each other's throats. I mean, what is the damn fucking point in all of this? I mean, I still like put this to side. You have got like 3 days to produce receipts that I know this guy. Put up or shut up. I'm telling you now, this proof does not exist because I do not know the guy. If I had have known what he was about, I would have warned Paddy to a degree. If I knew that much about a person, and that person that I got bad vibes off or whatever, I'm not saying I would have got bad vibes, because I do not know the guy. I'm not part of that world. I mean, if it's about DJing or stuff like that, then that interests me. Music interests me. I'm socialising with decent people. Now that's interesting. Doing good things for people is interesting. Going out your way to help people that deserve it is interesting. But spreading malicious lies and bullshit on YouTube to what? To get people to turn on me yet again because the first time didn't work for you, or the second time. I mean, when is it going to fucking stop? Because I've got to the point now where enough is enough. I think you need to cut down on your booze and knock it on the fucking head, because you can't fucking control your booze. You turn into a nasty cunt when you're drinking. Oh shit, I just dropped the C-bomb. Oh, sorry, mother. I didn't mean to do... Oh. Better calm down a little bit here, because I've hardly had any sleep either, which isn't probably the best idea doing a live, but I thought, no, I'm going to knock this on the head right now. Because I'm not having this anymore. I mean, I don't care who instigated it, but people should know me enough by now that I would not bring any kind of energy like that onto somebody else if I knew what they were all about deep down. I mean, no, that's not what I'm about. Absolutely not. It's getting to the point now where this guy is fucking delusional. Obsessive delusional, because he can't fucking stop with mentioning me on other people's live streams. I mean, what is absolute fuck with that? I mean, yeah, if I was going on about you every other day and week and whatever, I could understand it, but I actually haven't, so what is the absolute crack? Because you've got nothing better to like say or do than to slag someone or slate them to high heaven on other people's channels. I mean, and you're supposed to be some kind of stand-up guy. That's not a very stand-up thing to do, is it? When you bring up a guy which is he's a good person, and he's had a lot going on recently and a lot of things that have happened, and you bring up his situation. I mean, what's all that about? You don't bring up other people's negative stuff that's happened in their life. I mean, that is just evil thing to fucking do. Oh my God, it's alright, Leo, I'm fine. I know, big boy, I'm calm, see? I'm calm. Relax. Yeah, he doesn't like it when I get slightly amped up. Mind you, the bloody past 24 hours haven't exactly been the best for him, mind you, so it's probably why. Before anyone says anything, no, I haven't done anything nasty to my dog the past 24 hours. He just doesn't like when I go into hospital and he has to come with me. But I didn't know how long I was going to be in there for. So it's better to have him with me than not in that situation. But like, whilst all that's going on, I have people fucking mouthing off on YouTube about this, that and the other, and saying stuff which is absolutely untrue. And oh, hello, you monkey. You taking over the channel, are you, missy? Cheeky monkey. No, she's wanting to be fed constantly. She's been fed already. It's like this cat's got a bottomless pit of a gut. It's pretty bad, but what can you do? Yeah, actually, it has been a while for you and Marshall, isn't it? Right. I wouldn't necessarily say it. I mean, who actually gets enjoyment out of that? I mean, I certainly don't. Like I say, the only reason I'm bloody doing a live, I wouldn't have certainly done one today if I could have helped it, but if I hadn't have fucking put a stop to this right now, then it would have carried on. But all this back and forth between Plastic Paddy and Art Hostage, I mean, I don't know where that's going to lead, and I hope they sort it out between them, because it's only going to get worse, and I don't want it to get worse for Steve at all. I mean, he's got enough going on in his life. Bring up 2 young boys is a big enough job, and having a job and then doing this on the side and that as well, it's a lot to do without having to like instigate around people's issues and shit. I mean, Steve, it is not worth it, believe me. The best advice I could give you is be true to yourself and just sort of like ignore all the negative shit, because it will just come back at you, come full circle. You don't want that to happen. I don't want that to happen to you or your channel, you know. It's hard running a bloody channel and keeping it to a certain way that people sort of like know you for who you are and what you're about and all of that. But then when people come up with this fucking crazy shit constantly, that you're doing all this crazy shit, it's like, what the fuck? Oh, now my cat's getting into some fucking stuff she's not supposed to be. You've got to have eyes in the back of your head with this animal. It's just getting bad. Wait, you little cow, get. I'm talking about the cat now, everyone. I'm not calling anyone in the chat a cow, even though there might be some in there, who knows. Will you stop? Yes, stop. You know, I've cracked my bloody ankle again. Stop it, you. I'd say I wouldn't know about that talking. I mean, I was not part of. I didn't see the stream, and it's like I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. I was having treatment, so it's like the timing could have been a lot better. That's all I'm fucking saying, you know. But it's like, why does he keep on bringing me up constantly? I mean, what is it, because I'm a female that I'm supposed to be, what, a weaker link or something? Or, I mean, I say I honestly don't know, that's why I'm asking the question. Because I don't really like think about what he's up to in his life. I mean, I don't wish him ill will or anything, but I just wish he'd stop with the crazy accusations and bullshit, because he's gone against, well, a few people now, and this is going to get absolutely fucking crazy. And I mean, I certainly do not want that to happen, but it will get to the point where I've got to word this very carefully. I'm not asking anyone to do anything or instigating violence or any of that. That's not what I'm saying. But you sort of like rub somebody up enough the wrong way, you are going to get it full force in your direction. Because, like, especially recently, my son and my uncle have sort of like come to me and sort of like said to try and like mellow my mind out a bit, because I've got a lot going on in my personal life at the moment. So it's like, I do not need all this crazy shit. I do not want all this crazy shit. I mean, and I will not put up with all this crazy shit. You can fucking guarantee you that. I don't know about that, right? So I really don't, but I mean, I just feel sorry for Marshall here, because it's like that came out of nowhere. What I've been told, what happened in regards to the stream yesterday, and he didn't deserve any of that whatsoever. And you bring what happened to him into it as well, and that is just so out of order and wrong. To keep on bringing up people's negative things that have happened, where I can safely say this: Si does not know Marshall enough to know where his mind is at with all of this, with what's happened to him and whatever. I mean, I'm not going to go into it because that's Marshall's business. But you don't know him enough. You don't speak to him enough. So what gives you the fucking right to attack him like that when you know nothing about his life, you know? I mean, I guarantee you this: if I had been around in the early hours of the morning and I'd have seen all this going on, too right, I would have bloody jumped in and said something. I would not sit back and see one of my brothers being attacked in that way. No way. But it will get to the point where people will start getting their backs up about it, because Marshall is a good person, and he's done absolutely nothing to Si whatsoever. And Si thinks it's okay to bring him up whenever he feels like it. And the things he said about his situation has been complete and utter bollocks as well. So he spreads bullshit about Marshall. He spread bullshit about myself. He spread bullshit about Tonkin and other people. It's not just us three, it's others as well. But haven't you got enough going on in your own life and all of that to make it like to, That came out wrong in my head. So my head's been a bit all over the place today because I've had seizures, so I do apologise. Seizures and hardly having any sleep is not probably the best mix, so sometimes things don't come out the way you want them to, and you sort of have to start again, but especially when I'm slightly irritated. And that's not just because of what's been said. It's like, why on earth all over again? Am I being blamed for bad? I mean, I am sorry that Paddy has had to go through this with someone. I really am. I mean, for goodness sake, I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't wish that upon anybody. I wouldn't want that on anybody else's channel on that, because that is a difficult situation to navigate around. I mean, yeah, we can't all get on in life, granted. But normally what happens is if you don't particularly like a person, you just ignore them. You don't... And life goes on, you know. But continuously, it's being brought up again and again and again, all different kinds of situations, and it's like, what the absolute fuck? I'm not having this anymore. I mean, I cast my mind back, and you have the nerve to have a go at Marshall about talking bad on Lee, which is another thing I've got an issue with, because that would never have happened. Marshall loved Lee like a brother. I don't mean in a gay way or anything like that, because Marshall was not gay and Lee wasn't gay either. It's not like that. But anything negative that was being brought up about Lee, God rest his soul, it was all coming out of your mouth, all the bad shit. You would sort of like bring his name up in a negative light and rub people up the wrong way deliberately. So what is that all about? It's fucking nuts. It's like, it seems like you're jealous of a dead man. I mean, it's just crazy. That came out slightly abrupt, and I do apologise, but it's like, my God. You should be appreciative of your fucking life, not be all fucking negative and up in someone's grill about stuff which you know absolutely nothing about. You're just pulling fucking negative hot air out your fucking asshole. Oh, it's I'm cursing again. Shit. So I just do get a little bit irritable when I'm in a mood like this, but it's like, for fuck's sake. I haven't had a rant in a while, so it's probably doing me some good actually to get some of this out, because it's just getting fucking ridiculous now. I mean, I wouldn't have any idea on how many people live in the Brighton area alone, and that is just Brighton itself. I'm not talking about Newhaven, Peacehaven, Seaford, all the way out to that side of East Sussex, because that's going more towards our hostage end of East Sussex, which is the Hastings Eastbourne end, which is nowhere near fucking Brighton, by the way, as I've said before. Now, the only reason I know about Pevensey Bay is because of what Paddy and Aaron brought up the other day, which I didn't really agree with, that stream and all of that, but if Paddy and Aaron want to do that, then that's up to them. But doing it in that way is probably not the best way. I mean, I wouldn't really know, but it's just not making the situation any easier or better for anybody that's involved in any of this. It's a crazy situation, and it sounds to me, with what I heard on that stream and whatnot, that he's got enough, I don't want to say enemies here, but with what that was read out on that stream and that, it was like he's got enough people to worry about. So you're right, Jersey darling. Hi, Happy. Sorry, Happy, what? Happy, this is where you're wrong, because Marshall can attest to this because he's actually in the chat. This was in the early hours of this morning on Paddy's joint channel that Si was mouthing off, and he brought Lee up to Marshall here. So that's what I'm going on about. And a point in time, like December, around that time, when he kept on bringing up Lee in a bad way, which I thought was out of order because he wasn't around like in person to like defend himself, and I was trying to like say knock it off. But now that he's not actually around anymore, it's like, what the fuck? Why bring something up like that to push someone's buttons? It's a crazy thing, in my opinion. Now, he actually said it. I didn't hear him say it because, like I say, I wasn't around. But all of this negativity, it's fucking nuts. I hope, like I say, I hope it is over, Happy, but the actual thing is, darling, is this. So I brought up yesterday that I brought art into Plastic Paddy's channel, which is absolute fucking bullshit, because I don't know the guy. Like I say, I've spoken to him one time, and I mean, we don't really have anything in common, really. It's like doing it to be polite, and for him to say that I did that, which isn't true, and for him to say that I know the guy, which isn't true, and bringing up people from Brighton that are all wrong uns and that. I mean, I wasn't even born in Brighton, but my fucking brother was. I don't know. It's not necessarily no, Happy, you're getting the wrong end of the stick here. It's not necessarily about art per se, but the fact that I'm being blamed for that situation, and it's like, I've got fuck all to do with it. I don't even know how Art and Paddy got together, as in YouTube got together. I don't mean, you know what I mean. But it's like, I wasn't going into Paddy's channel at that point because of what I said earlier on in regards to the other situation. I wanted to like keep any drama away from his channel so things could like calm down a little bit. Because I got the blame for the Jumbo situation, which had nothing to do with me either. And it's like, what the hell? I'm being blamed all over again, and I've done nothing here. I'm getting sick and fucking tired of people blaming me for shit that I'm not even responsible for. I mean, if I did it, I'd cop to it. I've got no issues with coming clean on with stuff I've done on this platform, but that is not one thing I'm not going to fucking do. Is say things which aren't fucking true, and I haven't fucking done. What would I do that for? I had a hard enough fucking morning as it was, without fucking coming back home and then finding out all this shit had fucking kicked off. It's like, oh my god. Seriously. Well, Happy, so I was saying negative stuff, and he's said negative stuff about Leon repeatedly, unfortunately, and I wish it hadn't have happened. And in a way I'd wish it would stop happening, because yeah, things happened which people that were involved at the time know about, and I'm not going to bring it up because it wouldn't be fair. But you shouldn't be like laying into people that aren't around, that haven't fucking done anything. I mean, if you turn around and say in a stream, right, that you haven't got any like certain proof, but you're damn well 100% sure that it's legit, you're basically saying to everybody that what you're saying is truth. So people that don't actually know me very well might think, oh, hang on a minute, this might be the case. I mean, he was saying that I was responsible for music on his channel, which I haven't been on his... I don't know anything about the music on his channel. I mean, yeah, I'm a DJ. Doesn't mean to say that I've worked on people's channels. No, it's fucking ridiculous. I would Happy, but the thing is, darling, it's this. He brought my name into it. And when my name gets brought into it, it's like, what the absolute fuck? Because the way I was told it happened was Marshall went up onto Steve's panel this morning with, so I was there and Stephen Ronan was up. Both of them were talking, and Marshall went up to sort something out that he saw in the chat or something or other, and he was putting the situation straight. Then Paddy dropped off and was doing something. You alright, James? How are you doing? What do you want to know? Tell you something nice? Oh, lots of things that have happened in my life that are absolutely nice. I mean, got beautiful kids, got a good family, got, you know, good friends and that. One of my friends isn't going through such a good time at the moment. She's recently lost her husband, so I'm helping her out a bit. So no, that's where you're wrong, Happy. I mean, I've had plenty of live streams where I have like had hours of people just like having fun and laughing around and stuff like that. But today, it's just like, I just want to knock this on the head, because I'm fed up of being dragged into other people's dramas and all of that. It's not on. Hey Michelle, you alright? How's your morning been? Oh, it's morning. Fucking hell, it's not morning. I apologise. You're 5 hours behind, aren't you? Oh my god, I've just confused you with somebody. I apologise. Sorry, it's my head today. Sorry, Michelle. No, I don't. It's just thing. I don't have any issues with Paddy. I don't have any issues with anybody in particular in that group, obviously apart from Si, but because he keeps on bringing my name into negative stuff, which I'm not fucking responsible for. And I'm sure if somebody was like attacking yourself and your character on a regular basis, you'd get a bit pissed off with it, darling, to be fair. No, it's nothing to do with you, James, fuck's sake. I'm not going to speak to Si personally, and I'll tell you why. We sort of like had it out a while ago, and it just turned into how to describe this one. It was on a backstage and it just turned negative, and I haven't forgiven him for what he said on that backstage, and I don't think I will, because it involved my children, so that's all I'm saying. But the only reason I'm bringing it up is to sort of like say, I don't know Art Hostage at all. Don't know anything really about his life. I mean, I've heard a few things that he said online and that, but I don't. That's not anything to do with what I'm not interested in gang stuff. I live in London. I see enough fucking violence and that. Where I live, it's not the nicest thing to be thinking about. So I'm not into gangland, and I'm not into art crime and stuff like that. So I have nothing to do with any of that. So for him to say that because we have Brighton in common, it's just craziness in my opinion. Oh right, you're gonna start a row in here, are you? Oh bloody no. Have I missed you? Oh goodness me, it's a loaded statement. I haven't been online much, and I think, the last time I was online properly, it's just like, it was fucking awful, because I could hardly bloody speak, and something kicked off, and it's like, oh bloody hell, no, wrong sort of time. This is a thing, Happy, and I'll tell you this. Si would not. Okay, let's do it like this, because I'm not having that over here. But say if Marshall or somebody wants to set up a stream, and we can have it out like that. Marshall, would you be up for that? And then we can all sort of like put this to rest, because I am sick and fucking tired of my name being brought up, and I'm pretty sick and tired of your name being brought up constantly in a negative light, which you haven't done anything wrong. And get it sorted like that, because I'm not having it over here. Absolutely not. No way. Oh my God. No, I'm not saying tonight, sweetheart. Jesus Christ, I am not in the mood. Fucking tonight, Jesus, no. We could set it up so like people have enough notice and all of that to do it, and that's what I'm saying. So if you're up for that, then I've got to obviously make sure that Si's up for it as well, because I'm not going to fucking arrange something if it's not going to get sorted. But yeah, I'm okay, James. It's just like I'm just getting irritated by see, people that do not know, back in the end of January, say, there was a particular scenario where something happened and somebody got pretty nasty with a few people, and it went on, and then he went on and turned into some kind of YouTube villain, and it was crazy shit, put it that way. And I got blamed for it all, and it's like, what the hell? For a start, I didn't know any bad stuff really was going on about that person at all, and it's like, but I'm getting blamed for it all now. It's like, what the fuck? No. Oh, happy, you're quite welcome to. Okay. No, oh, when I went on live and when my voice sounded, yeah, that did not help. But oh, I don't know what them two were doing. It's just like, I don't know, two Irish guys having the crack. I get it, but it's like badness and put it this way, I was not. I'd say I was not amused, but I was bang smack in the middle of trying to deal with both of them, and it's like, no. But I think they sorted it out now, and it's all done and dusted. But so, Marsha, if you're up for doing that, then yeah, I'd be willing to sort it out like that. But I'm not doing it over here. I've worked on my channel way too much to turn it into some kind of battleground. I'm not doing it. Oh, bloody hell. Now what's fucking going on? Fucking just blew my fucking nose. And, seriously? Don't you think, right, that I would have to know a person pretty well to plant them in somebody's channel? I mean, I would never do that. And especially to Paddy of all people, no. I've no issues with Steve at all. He's fucking nuts. I don't think it's the real Tom Joe, and I will find out. Hang on a sec. If this is a real one or not. No, it's not the real Tom Joe. Somebody's imitating. This is the fake one. And for what was said, oh dear, here we go. Do you think This is the thing, Happy. I don't take my streams down, so this isn't going to be like a private thing. I will keep the stream up. This is the thing I normally do. This is why I keep my streams up, mainly, because then people can't hide behind things that they've supposedly said or whatever. Now, I stand behind everything that I've said and done, and I always would. But I am not being blamed for any of that stuff that happened with Jumbo. That had nothing to do with me. I mean, I'm sorry if he was getting attacked by other people and all of that, but that had nothing to do with me. The only reason that turned into something, because he came for me around the time that my mum's anniversary was and all of that, and that turned very dark and that, but he obviously thought I was an easy target. No, I am certainly not. Am I saying about changing a person? No. Sorry, what kind of question do you want me to ask him, Marshall? Because he's done a few lives now. Are you talking about the one with the three of them drinking together, that particular live? Are you talking about... I'm just making sure here so I get it right in my head. Oh, you want me to ask that? How much money did you give Dwayne at Dean's house? Well, I know the answer to that, because... Oh my god, are you trying to trip people up here? This is nuts. See, the thing happened, I'm not necessarily talking about Paddy here. This is not it. What I'm talking about here is the fact that I just want to make it abundantly fucking clear, and sorry that I'm cursing now, but I do not know and have never known Art at all. I do not know the guy. Just because I lived in Brighton probably at the same time he did, who fucking knows actually, because I didn't actually ask him on what period of time he lived in Brighton, I don't think. I asked him about certain areas in Brighton, I remember that, but I don't think I actually asked him at what period of time he lived there. Because for one, that wouldn't be any of my business, and if he did live in the Brighton area, I wouldn't necessarily want to dox people, because that's not a good thing to do in any situation. But this is the reason I'm doing this live, is to make it abundantly fucking clear that I am not part of that. I haven't put him over in Paddy's path. I would not do that. I haven't done anything bad towards Steve. I wouldn't do that. I don't have any issues with Steve. I never have done. So why on earth would I go out of my way to... If I knew him, which I do not, as in Art, not Steve. So I know Steve more than I do Art. And that's a damn fact. Not that I know Steve particularly... Well, I know him well enough, but not well enough to sort of like... Oh, I'm going to word this carefully now, but... I wouldn't do anything to put any bad vibes or bad people in Paddy's path. No way. Would never even think about doing that. Absolutely not. I agree, Tonkin. This is exactly the reason I'm bloody going. Like, I mean, do you honestly think, right, that I'd bloody do a live when I literally like came back from hospital? What was it, 10 this morning, and I just wanted to like chill out and rest today. But I thought, well, if I leave this, it's just gonna get worse and worse. I just want to knock it on the head, say basically shut the f up and keep your name out of my mouth. That's all I'm saying. It's sorry. God, what on earth is going on in this fucking chat here? Now, I give out mods on my channel when I think the people would be good for it. Now, probably I came out a bit wrong, didn't it? I didn't. Oh shit. Oh, words are just like not coming out the right way today, but I'm quite a blunt and direct person, so I do apologise for that. But I had people a while back that were constantly asking for mods on my channel. Now, that was starting to get like a regular thing, and I said, look, if any more people ask for mods on my channel, I'm gonna fucking take them all off you and fuck you, basically. Because it got to that point where I was just like, oh, seriously? And people don't get timed out in here for stupid reasons. I won't allow it anymore. And if I have any rogue mods in my channel, they get their spanners taken off of them immediately. I don't have any shit like that in here, so I agree with Steve, it is a good soul. But this is the thing, Happy, it wasn't Paddy that was saying it. It wasn't Paddy at all, and I'm sure if Paddy was around, because he dropped for a while, because I think it's something to do with his sister or something, I wasn't there. I'm sure he probably would have said something, but it's like, I'm getting sick and tired of being dragged into shit which I have nothing to do with. Again, and it's like, it's getting to the point now where my patience is wearing thin around certain people, because not only is my good name being brought up and dragged into it yet again, others are being dragged into it too, and that isn't unhappy. I'm sorry, but well, I'm actually glad he's not part of it anymore. Because I sort of like think that the two of them are competing against each other, because they say they covered a lot of the same issues. Came out a little bit. I don't mean the ratting and all of that. Oh shit, that was a bit blunt as well, but you know what I'm saying. They talk about similar things like the gang stuff and all that. That's what I meant. And it came out a bit blunt, and like I said, I do apologise for that. Anyway, it isn't the real Tom, and I know that for a fact, because I've got ways of checking it if it's the real one or not. But this is another reason why I have come out and said this to Happy, is the fact that all Steve would have to ask, if he wanted to, would be, do you know him or not? And the answer would be absolutely not. Have you ever known him? Absolutely not. I mean, Steve would know more about art than me. And that is a simple thing of it. Now, I think I've typed a couple of things to him in Paddy's chat, and I've spoken to him one time. That is it. I'm sure you guys have spoken to him more than I have. It's fucking nuts. I mean, I actually hope that he comes away from this topic completely, and sort of like people can, Art can do his stuff, whatever that is, and Paddy can do his stuff and carry on with it, because I actually enjoy Paddy's channels and streams, and I think he's a good person, and he, I don't have any issues with the guy, and I never have done. I would certainly say if I had an issue with him, I would talk to him directly about it. I wouldn't put it all over this. Absolutely not. Yeah, I know that was that was a bit of a mad one, wasn't it? I mean, no, I haven't helped create anybody else's channels. I mean, if I liked somebody enough, like as a friend, and I had enough time, and they needed help, I would say, yeah, sure, I'd help you out here and there, and whatever help you need, if I could do it, I would do it. If you would want music and all of that, I mean, it would take some time, but yeah, I could do it. That's not a problem. I wouldn't have an issue with it, but then I would sort of like say, and I'd be promoting it. If I did say music on somebody's channel, I would say I've done music on such and such a channel, because that's what you do when you do things like that. You would promote your work, because I wouldn't put anything out there that wasn't good enough to be put out there. I'm a perfectionist in a music kind of way. So, hey Clint, how are you, brother? Long time no see. You been alright? Sorry, James, what now? Jesus Christ, I'm not answering that question. Yeah, we did help each other out 6 months ago, and we still are to a degree, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If you live in close enough proximity to somebody, and they've seen you out and about, which Tonkin has done with me, and when he was on YouTube, he didn't realise until he saw me out and about in Kingston Town Centre with my dog, and then he put two and two together, because when he saw me, that was like years before. I mean, I haven't been on YouTube that long. I mean, yeah, I've had my channel for music purposes for years, but I haven't actually like used it as what I'm doing it now. It's I've only been on this platform now for a couple of years, and I've only been like doing like streams like this for what, a year and a half, something like that. Tell Harry you were at Tesco. Oh, fuck's sake. They're going to fucking live this down, am I? Fucking hell, you in that fucking Tesco situation. Jesus. Well, at least it's not cold out, as is it if you're waiting at outside Tesco's, but you'd be waiting there a long time. Yeah. See, happy that this is a situation. I've sort of like said this. I don't think you've been around when I've said this before, but the only way I'd be able to put my DJ mixes out there would be probably on Discord or something like that, because of YouTube guidelines of copyright. Because for every single tune you'd use in a mix, you'd have to get permission to use it by the record label, and if you knew how many record labels I'd use in a certain set, for example, it's a fucking headache, believe me, darling. It is like, and I found that out actually it wasn't the hard way, because that's how I was just testing my volumes and levels out through my mixer to make sure it wasn't going to be too loud or anything like that, because I was going to do a live and do like a set and all of that, and let's say got a minute into a mix and YouTube came to me with 2 copyright complaints of 2 tracks, which you could hear the 2 tracks because I was mixing them. And I thought, what the fuck? I haven't even gone live and they're already complaining, so I'm like, oh fucking hell. So no. But yeah, I don't have any issues with, I mean, when I go there, yeah, I'd give you guys a Discord link, why not? Have a party night or something. I don't have any issues with that, because I do like getting on my decks and letting me hair down with it all. Why not? It's good fun. I mean, Marshall and Tonkin have heard me mix, but it has been a while since I've had a crowd of people listening, but it's like, it's a buzz, I'm telling you. It's a good laugh, though. Actually, it reminds me of the time when I didn't know that this is when my husband and I were still together, and we were having a party around my gaff, and he had set it up to fucking do it live on a radio station, but he didn't bloody tell me. And of course, like, I had people round here doing all kinds of things, colourful things, let's say. I'm not going to say specific things of what was done, because I don't want my friends, some of them listen to YouTube and that, and some of them come in this channel, in fact, under different names, so to protect their identities, and I still have this stream around, so I don't know if I'd put this out there or not, because it is a little bit like, it's funny in a way, because like everybody's like having a fucking blast, but yeah, it was a good laugh. But it's just like the fact that I'd had quite a bit to smoke, and I'd had a bad day with pain and shit, and I'd had like quite a few seizures in the day, so I thought, oh, I'll get a bit wrecked, why not? Because it helped my head out, and the less pain I'm in with my legs and that, I can actually stand up and mix for a longer time. And they actually wanted to get me mixing, and I thought, why on earth are they so hell-bent on getting me to do sets for? And then I fucking twigged what was going on after a while, and I thought, you fucking arseholes. But oh, my husband thought it was hilariously funny, but he certainly paid for it, I give him that. But fucking hell, if you sort of like, because I didn't know that was like, quite a few people had watched that, and I'm like, oh my god. Yeah, I didn't make any mistakes, granted, and they were fucking banging sets, which were good as well, but I was wondering why my mates were like fucking laughing their nuts off, and I'm like, what the hell? The weed ain't that good, so it's like, what the hell is going on here? And yeah, people they like playing jokes on me because I have a good sense of humour and I don't actually mind. But I suppose it'd be quite good getting, I don't know, see if I can talk a few of my DJ mates to come round and do as well and just have a full on sesh, so to speak. That'd be quite fun. Hey D John, sweetheart, you alright? Long time no see, and how are you doing with your health issues and that, sweetheart? I don't think I've spoken to you in a little. Well, I know you came in the last stream where I did sound very dodgy indeed, and I apologise, my voice was rather fucking bad, but I sounded as if I'd smoked about 100 cigarettes in a row. That was terrible, but it's all good. Oh, Jesus Christ. I want to hear about shootings. Oh, is that right, James? You'd like to play some jokes on me? Okay. Okay, I'll bite. What kind of jokes then? How far would you go? Some of the pranks I've had played on me have been quite extreme, so it's like I could say I can take it pretty well, and I can give it too. So it's like, seriously want to go there? Oh, Tonkin, you can shut up with that. Dirty sort. Oh, very far. Well, an American's version of very far might not be an English person's way of very far. So how far are we talking here before I set myself up to like get shot in the fucking foot? Oh, you're getting your meds right. Ooh, okay. You're happy that your feet hit the floor. that is a little bit of a, no, I don't know whether or not to say. In the early hours of this morning, before I went into hospital and that, because I was supposed to go in later on in the day, but because I had a couple of seizures and I smacked my fucking ankle again. So when you say your feet hit the floor, I just had visions of that, and it's like, ow. You know, it's all good and that. I haven't fucked my ankle up again, so it's a little bit swollen, but the swelling will go down. Give it a few days, I'm sure it'll be alright. How far can I take? And that's a loaded statement. Do you want to like be a little bit more specific? Oh my days. That's a bit cheeky, innit? Oh, well, what is this, to be cheeky on me day or something? Fucking hell. Uh-huh. Oh my god. Are you fucking being serious? Actually, you probably are, knowing you. It's going to ask D. Johns how they're saying they're trying to get your meds right. I mean, I don't want to say too much on here because how to word this. So I've got to think of everything I say now because things are like just flying out here today, and I'm just like, oh fuck. And the cursing, I do apologise about that too. Oh no, I got what you're saying. I mean, yeah. I know I'm English and I'm blonde and all that, but it's like I got what you meant straight away. But when I read that, I was like feet hitting the floor, and yeah, that's what I bloody well did this morning. I mean, what a stupid bin. Yeah, mind you, I was out of it, so I can't really like blame it on me. But I'm like, what the hell? I've fucking done it again. I literally thought I'd fucked my ankle again, and I'm like, oh Jesus. But no, it is It's just a little bit bruised. Oh, fuck's sake, Tonky. Filthy dog. That is disgusting. Jesus Christ. Oh my god, there's just going to be like a triple X stream at the end of this. Oh, I hope not. Oh my god. James, behave yourself. Oh, you're on like stuff like warfarin. Ooh. You have to be careful with those, because you can smack any of your joints while being on those. You fucking know about it. I mean, I haven't been on those for a long time, but oof. No, it isn't good, but if you need them, you need them, but just be careful. This is the thing, Happy. You have to do it on my Discord, I think, because I don't know if on all platforms if the copyright is the same, or if you get away with it on like Odyssey or Twitch or any of the other platforms. I really don't. On here, I wouldn't get away with it because of that practice I had with my level and 2 copyright complaints within a minute, and I didn't even go live. I mean, what kind of bullshit is that? I mean, yeah, I do have permissions to use 4 record labels, but that would be like really hard, like freeform, and wouldn't want to go that hard too quick. I'd build up to that, not like start with that. I mean, Jesus. But it's like to get permissions to use. I mean, the amount of record labels I have, I mean, and getting permission from every single one of them is like one big fucking headache. And that's just for one genre of music. So if you think how many different genres of music that I actually mix, it's like I'd have to get copyright permission for at least 200 record labels, and it's like, that's a lot. And then YouTube would still fucking complain to a degree until you prove that you had permission and all that. It's a load of shit. I am not telling Eddie that. No, you tell him yourself. I'm not getting into trouble with that. Oh, Marshall, fuck's sake, bulletproof vest. Maybe you can come over to Wales and borrow jumbos for like a day or something. I don't know. Bulletproof vest. Oh no, that's not a bulletproof vest, that's a stab-proof vest. That's different, isn't it? I mean, not that I'm an expert in protective body armour here, but fucking hell. And Wales, of all places, having a bloody stab-proof vest. I mean, why? I mean, you don't even fucking need one in London, and you get stabbed here more than you do anywhere else, but... I don't know. I mean, going through London wearing a stab-proof vest, not in this lifetime, but hey. All that handbag house. Yeah, right. I would never have that in my house, yet alone anywhere near my decks. Fuck right off, Marshall. Do I wear protection? Jesus. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's a loaded statement again. No comment. Fucking hell. These questions are getting worse. Oh, bloody hell. You guys are a nightmare, aren't you? No, I didn't watch James. I mean, oh, I'm fucking getting confused. That's not exactly hard today to get fucking confused, but shit. So what genre of music do you hate the most then, Marshall? And I'll make sure that I have plenty of it. When you come to my gaff, I'll tie you down so you'd have to fucking listen to it. I'd have it up full whack so you get the full effect, you know? Talk to you good and proper. Oh, is that right? I don't know what Rachel does with all of your stuff, but when I was feeling freaky. If I ever played that, I mean, for one, I don't have any handbag house because I really do hate it. It's one of the genres that, that's what I class it as, but what you guys would understand it as would be, oh, I'd say the BPM, say between 110 and 135 would be too slow for me. Anything above that, I'm alright with, but oof, no. So no, handbag house to me, you'd get thrown out of the window or out the door, and I'd strap a bit of steak to your ankle and let Leo go nuts because he does like his meat. So yeah, we'd see some people be running down the street at the top of their fucking speed because Leo does like to chase things down the road. What the fuck is handbag house? You know, like when you go into like commercial nightclubs, like what DJs play handbag house? Oh, I'll have to rack my brain sick. I really hate it. It's like electro sort of slow house. It's oh. Marshall, help me out here, because you listen to that shit, I don't. I'm dropping you in it now, Marshall. I do apologise, but a drum and bass, I do not mind. Breakbeat, okay. Electro, no, not really. Hard house, hard trance, hard dance, freeform, hardcore. All that I don't mind, but so I've got shitloads of vinyl and CDs and all of that. So yeah, you could have a session here. Why not? But you don't like banging hard. Are you talking about Gabba here? Right, now I know how to talk to you then, don't I? Okay. I've listened to some of that in my time, but I don't think I actually have any Gabba, but I can get some because I know a DJ that has a lot of it, so you shouldn't have said that, Marshall. Fucking hell. No, I haven't Happy actually. What genre is that, if you know? Oh yeah, it'd probably get me to look it up. Because I'm not. I play a lot of music and I mix a lot of music, but I actually myself I prefer mixing, say, hard house, hard trance, hard dance first, and then go off maybe into drum and bass or something, or mix the two. Start from one and then go into the other. That's a little bit more difficult to do, but it's all good. Oh, I know you love jungle and drum and bass, so do I, but I want to talk to you, not give your ears pleasure. I want to talk to you to death, Marshall. You have no idea. You bring up handbag house in my stream, you're going to get fucking size 7 and more up your ass. Okay. Am I feeling better? I say I wasn't particularly in a bad mood, but somebody particularly like keeps on bringing negative shit my way, I'm a patient person. I'm a forgiving person. But there's some things that I will not and cannot forgive. And that is, you bring my kids into it, my fucking gloves come right off. And I will go for your fucking throat, because that is one thing, in my opinion, you do not ever bring up. And that is a person's family. That is a no-go. And that is one thing that will get a person from being completely like placid to getting on one. And when it comes to my children in particular, I get very protective. Now, that's not a bad thing, I don't think. But that's just me, you know. How many bloody Tesco's have you guys got in that area? I mean, what, has Tesco's taken over Dublin or something? I mean, fucking hell. Yeah, I do have to agree with that, with that guy. I do think that was a setup as well, because the way it was done, the look in his eyes, I mean, he was intent on winding you up, and it's like, what is this guy's problem? And I'm like, okay. It is a bit of a weird one, but not night Duncan. Yeah, you can kiss my actually no, you can't. Don't want to fucking put ideas into your fucking head. But enjoy your sleep, Tonkin. And hopefully I'll be in a better mood later on, but once I get some fucking sleep, that is. But that's another issue, but it's all good. When my ankle weren't so fucking sore, I'd have a mix before I go to sleep. If I weren't on here and I was just on Discord, I'd let you all listen to it. Why the fuck not? You seriously think he was joking, Dina? I don't think he was. I don't know. He's a bit of a, I would say, strange person, because I don't know him too well, but what I've seen it, I don't know. It's a bit of a weird one. Oh, you dirty sod, Tonkin. Oh, behave yourself. I don't mind fucking going there. It's already gone there enough tonight as it is, for fuck's sake. I'm not fucking getting into that. It's fucking hell no. OMD. Mixing OMD. Oh. Yeah, you could. You could if you added stuff and mix. Yeah, you could, I suppose. Thinking about it, but I haven't listened to OMD in a while, thinking about it, but you're making my mind go there now, aren't you? They've got some good tracks as far as I can remember. Don't think I've ever heard a bad one from them, actually. I don't know. No, I agree with you that they do have upbeat tunes, sure. Has to be done. Well, it's quite, unless it's got like a solid continuous beat to it, it's very difficult to like beat match that. I mean, yeah, you could mix in using other things, but then it sounds odd if you haven't got the beat behind it to sort of like, I know what I'm saying, because of how, like, every type of 4-beat is made up the same way. Like drum and bass, the tunes are made up of the same components of beats and structure. and all kinds of like hard house, it's all made up the same way, where it picks up and where you can drop it off, which are called thrace points. So where two records would mix perfectly together at the same point, you can drop it at the same point, and if you've got it, the beat's right, that is. Otherwise it will sound bad if you don't, but you wouldn't know how to. I say, it's not exactly hard, but I'd say I could probably teach anyone how to mix, to be fair. I mean, if you've got the ears for it, I mean, you've got to have very good ears and be able to pick up the differences between the two speeds of, because in your headphones you're listening, you'd literally split the headphones, so you'd be listening to the one that you've got like playing on it, and in your other ear you'd have the other track which you're trying to mix in and get the speed right. So you've got to be able to hear it in your head, think, oh, that's say 5 to 6 beats faster, and then adjust the pitch, and you've got to do that quite quickly, and then because you've only got a certain amount of time, so you've got to have good enough ears to do that and pick up on it very quickly, and to notice if it was coming out and adjust it. You've got to have very good fingers and very good ears. And that probably came out a bit wrong with the fingers part, but if you come out with it too heavy-handed on the platter, then you'd fuck it up. So you've got to be very careful. Other people, I've got to word this very carefully here, because I don't want to piss off like my DJ mates here, because they actually hate me because of the fact I picked it up very quickly. But then again, whenever I was at a rave or out in a nightclub, say for instance, when I'd hear DJs mixing, I'd be able to hear from when they would start to bring it in, my ears would pick it up like that. So I've got very good ears for that, and that is where my tutor said that I picked it up so quickly from. And the fact that everybody else that was in my class was mixing really slow house, and I was like, oh, I can't listen to this shit. So I said to my tutor, can I pretty much mix my husband's tunes, because the ones you're using are shit. And he looked at me and thought, oh, you're very upfront, aren't you? She said, oh, I don't think you'll be able to do it, not in this time frame. And I'm like, well, can I at least, try it, because this is poisoning my ears and my soul. And he just looked at me and laughed, and I'm like, he knows what I'm talking about here. And it's like, oh God. So because I'm so used to listening to that kind of music anyway, I just found it easy. But he would always find it interesting, and a lot of people have noticed this about me as well, that when I do mix, I mix with my eyes closed. And there's a specific reason for that, so I can feel it a lot better and quicker. And I just go on a journey, and people say, how the hell can you mix with your eyes closed? And I said, well, I know where my equipment is and I know what I'm doing, so it's all mad, but I like it. Wow, seriously? Was it kind of, I mean, you get so much, you've got like scratch mixing, actual like mixing of tunes, or it all depends what kind of mixing you're talking about. But stuff I've seen some DJs do, it's like using scratch mixers and stuff like that. It's just like, what the fuck? And never learned how to scratch. I thought, no, I could not do that to my carts. Yeah, you can use a CDJ and scratch, but that's not the same thing. That's cheating, in my opinion. But I've never heard of him. Okay, might look him up and see. That's mental, isn't it? But anybody that wants to learn, I'd be up for teaching people. I say it wouldn't take me that long. Teach you the basics, and then I would probably say the easiest way to learn is to take, say if you had turntables or CDJs, whatever you're using, learn that way first to learn how to do it, and then add stuff later on like laptops and all of that. But that's just a diversion, and just mixing with laptops is cheating because the computer can do it for you. You've got to learn the basics first. You've got to learn to tweak your ears and all of that, and to be more of an instinctual feel to it rather than actual visually doing it. That's why I close my eyes, I think. Just instinctively done it, and I don't know, it's nuts. Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? I often wonder, Happy, actually, where if I'd have actually gone down that route, because after I learnt how to mix and my tutor was very impressed, he got me a job offer at the ministry, and it was playing the exact genre of music which I absolutely hate. And I'm like, are you fucking serious? So I was sort of like having, well, not arguments with my other half at the time, but it was just like, what the fuck do I do here? I mean, do I play music which I really hate, which will, I know I'd hate it. So if I'm not enjoying it, then the people around me are going to feel that I'm not enjoying it and just doing it for them. And that's not what I'm about. It's like, because my other half was a DJ as well. He was sort of like saying, look, do what you think is right and do what's in your heart. If you don't want to do it, just don't do it, and you can get another job another time. It's no big deal to you know, we're doing all right at the moment. So it's like, what the fuck? But that would have been a mad job if I'd have taken it, for damn sure. But mental work in there. I mean, because I was saying to my tutor at the time, I said, are you fucking sure about this? Because, I mean, I wasn't that confident. I mean, yeah, I could mix in front of people, and I'd gone to a few people's houses and that, and they just dropped me in at the deep end, and I'd only been learning for a couple of weeks, and I was like, I'm not fucking doing this, not in front of so many people, and taught me into it, and I did a few hours without making mistakes, so it's just like, learned very quickly. But you know, for like my other friends, it took them months to learn, and I learned in weeks, so it's just like, I don't know what makes me want to do it. And that's a difficult question, actually. For me, it makes your mind go to a place where you can just, when I say get out your head, I don't mean like with drugs and anything like that. I just mean naturally get out your head. And I've always found with music you can pretty much get on another person's wavelength without having to say an effing word. And you can bring that person on the same journey with you, and that's why I enjoy doing it, because to see enjoyment on people's faces listening to it and getting into it and all of that. And having lots of DJ brothers that really fucking break my balls if I don't, so it's like I've had a lot of encouragement from them, to be fair. It's all good. Oh, Pete Tong Wong. Huh. I haven't heard that name in a long time. Jesus Christ. Would not be my genre of music per se, but whatever floats your boat, innit? Do I love to do it? Yeah, I do, but I had to stop for a while, and when I was getting into it, and I was really getting into it and really loving doing it, and then something happened in my personal life when my mum started to get bad in the head, and for me that was a point where I was like, right, I've got to make sure that she's okay, she's getting the right care and all of that. And it's not what she wanted. She wanted, how to sort of say this delicately, I don't want to upset anybody here, but she wanted to, if anybody knows what going to Switzerland means, she wanted to do things on her own terms and not suffer with what she was going through, which I totally get. So I tried to do that for her and do what she wanted, but it didn't turn out that way because of other family members getting involved in it. So for me at that point in time, I lost that spark, that, I don't know, just something went in me that I just could not touch my decks, I could not listen to it, I just could not deal with it in a way. It was the guilt of not being able to do what my mother wanted me to do, because my mum and I were very close, and when I make promises to people, I always try and keep those promises to the best of my ability, and that I did all that I could for her, and it's only been the past, what, I'd say year, where I've gotten back into mixing again. I mean, it was too much of a break, and I regret that break in a way. If I hadn't, I don't know. It happened for a reason. Everything does happen for a reason. I totally believe that. Oh dear, people are swearing now. Well, that's the thing, when family's involved in it, you have to like look out and do what you can for them if you can. Now, things lately have sort of left me in a bit of a fucking predicament, because it's like treading lightly with certain members of my family now, where I'm not going to hurt them by finding out other things about other parts of the family. It's like, oh fucking hell. But it's all good. It will get there eventually. I mean, moving out of London is going to be done, I suppose, and moving up north and sorting that out, and or moving elsewhere, I don't know. I haven't decided yet. It should be quite fun though. New chapter, getting out of this area. I mean, I wouldn't be moving if that hadn't have happened in 2019, but I don't want to go into that. Already in a mad one as it is. It's mad, isn't it, how your life takes you in all different directions and where that path leads you to be, and certain points in your life where you're at like a crossroads, and it's a difficult one. I mean, yeah, I could stay in this area quite a while, but then where would that leave me with getting better in my own mind? I've got to balance this very carefully in regards to my children as well, and all of that. It's just one fucking headache, but Now that's what it's like to be a parent, isn't it, you know? If I promise you something, would I keep it? I only make promises I can keep. Because what is the point in promising something that you can't deliver on? I don't know whether it's the same for Americans or not, but a lot of English and Irish as well, actually, sort of like have the saying, like, you know, your word is your bond, and if you break your word, then how can a person trust you to do things? You know, it's like that. So I would only ever promise something to somebody if I could deliver on it, or I would say I will try my best to do it. That wouldn't be a promise. So I choose the word promise very carefully, because I don't like letting people down. You know, it's just the way I see things. But I don't know. You was just wondering. Alright, okay. Like that is it. Fucking hell. Do I really want to know? Jesus. Oh, some of these questions are fucking well loaded, aren't they? You fucking hell. Same, Marshall, if you're still in here, when did you want to, like, set up this stream so I can, like, get it into my head when this is like roughly gonna, I just hope my head behaves, otherwise it's gonna fuck everyone up, and excuse my language, I don't mean to swear. Because that is one element I cannot predict around, is when my head's gonna be like, alright to do this. So it's going to be an issue, as I don't want to mess you about doing this either, Marshall. So I'll leave it up to you to, like, set it up, and maybe we can. I just want to sort some of this out, because I'm getting to the point I want to strangle people, and that's not me. Feeling toxic energy is just annoys me to bits, and I'd rather not. I don't want it to get to the point where my temper gets worse. I don't need that, and I don't think anybody else would want to see it either, because I can get pretty dark when my temper goes, and I'd say I haven't really lost it on anyone for a very long time, and I don't really want to start on fucking line. I mean, shit. People already find it amusing when I start slightly losing it on here, and it's like, fucking hell. Why am I going to make you cry? I mean, what, am I going to kick you in the nuts or something? I've been building my channel up happy now for a while, and this is why I have a lot of Americans, Canadians, Australians that come in here, as I haven't really been live on a frequent basis, which is a bit bad, but it's like you can only do so much at once. Now, I will be doing a lot more in regards to obviously showing people how to get around this fucking hellhole, as in London that is, and showing people that it's fucking easy as I make it look to be, because getting around London on public transport with a bloody massive dog, and people are such ignorant, rude see you next Tuesday. It's like, oh. So I think that would be quite fun showing you that side, because I may lose it a little bit with people and you will get to see that. And I'm sure you guys will probably find it somewhat amusing, because people start to lose it with me a little bit, because instead of like attacking them with hostile intent, I go at them with being really positive, and they really don't know how to like take that, and it winds them up even more. It's the best way of dealing with Londoners, I'm telling you. It's nuts. That would hurt. Well, yeah, if I gave you a kick in the nuts, it would hurt. You have armbands for error. Okay. I didn't know Tesco's had water around it, but I know you Irish do things differently over there, but fucking hell. Oh, bless him, though. He did get a lot of flack for that Tesco stuff. I mean, shit. I mean, why did it have to happen over here? But the thing is, well, I mean, I don't have any issues with Era at all. He's a sweet guy, you know. He hasn't got like a malicious bone in him, and you haven't either, Dino. Don't think I think that at all. But when you was like gently ribbing him, I'm like, oh Jesus, he's not used to you. He's gonna take this the wrong way, and he did that, and I'm like, oh God, here we go again. And I know how cheeky you can be. He doesn't necessarily know that, and I'm like, oh God. As if he'd actually think that Dwayne, of all people, would want to have a hard-on for him in that way. I mean, I knew he was messing. I mean, anybody with, I don't want to say half a brain, but that nearly came out like that. I mean, fucking hell. I apologise for that error. That came out slightly wrong, but shit. You two having a fucking kick off. I mean, Jesus Christ. I just wish I could have like spoken more, because that would have been fucking a bit more fair, don't you think? You two having a Barney on my channel when I can't fucking speak enough to like fucking. Oh well, it is what it is. But Jesus fucking Christ, I was nuts. And there's been a few Barneys over here, but luckily it don't happen very often. Damn. But at least you videoed it, because if you hadn't, I mean, I don't think I would have heard the end of it in regards to, I mean, how does, I mean, I may sound like stupid for saying this, but when you were both talking, you was like, describing the area, so there are not that many spas, I wouldn't have thought, in Ireland. I mean, not that I would know, but it's not like a massive company like Tesco's or Sainsbury's, or whatever, is it? So you wouldn't have that many in that area, I wouldn't have thought. So when he said like a spa, you would have like known if it was the east one or the west one, wouldn't you? Just, I don't know. It's probably opened a fucking can of worms that I don't really want to. Dwayne has the loop from. Oh, Jesus! Oh my God! I don't want to know what Dwayne has loop for. Jesus Christ. Oh, you don't want to know where my mind has just gone. I mean, oh, fuck's sake. Oh boy. he did say that, and that's what I thought, and I'm like, would it, surely if you're in the east area, then that would be longer. I just, it don't make sense to me, but then again, I wasn't particularly thinking very clearly that night anyway, because I was a lot slow because of the tablets I was on, but fucking hell. I didn't even plan on doing a live that day, and it just happened, and it's like kicked off left, right, and centre. I'm like, oh bloody Nora, not again. Hey, it's what it is when you run in a stream and that, and you think, what the absolute fuck. Cheers for that though, Dino. That was memorable. Oh my god. Homemade lube. Oh my god, Happy. I don't want to know what you use for homemade lube. Oh, Jesus Christ. Everyone's going to think that the Irish and English are fucked up now. Some of us are, yeah, right, but the majority of us are pretty, got their heads on the right way, I suppose. But homemade lube. Oh no, it's just wrong on so many levels. Yeah. Jesus. My dog's looking at me now thinking, what the fuck? Actually, that's not a bad analogy, Happy, actually. A Batman and a Joker. Which more of you is there? The Joker side or the Batman side? Now, that's a question for you. I sort of like got what he meant, Dino. That's what I was saying. Oh my god, I don't really want to be thinking about that. But other people might use other things for. Oh, I don't want to give any people any ideas here, but not that I've ever done this, but people use some weird shit. I don't know. You bet I have a wild side. Oh my god, you wouldn't be wrong. Actually, I just bloody digging myself a hole here, aren't I? I'm not getting into that on a live stream, my god. You guys would certainly be fucking getting me into trouble, fuck's sake. That's right, big boy, go back to sleep. Good boy. What the fuck? Oh my god. Oh, you want to see my wild side? I don't know how to answer that. Yeah, it's the thing, Happy. He always tends to do that, and I just thought, oh my days. Fucking hell. Oh, that is just. So I didn't need to go, particularly. Now we all know what Dino does in the shower, don't we? Fucking hell. Oh, Jesus Christ. What kind? So if I like do this on Discord, I probably would on a regular, well, semi-regular basis, because I'd have to have enough time to do it. and all the other stuff I've got to do. But what kinds of genres of music would you want to listen to on Discord? Because obviously some people would want like a slower night, and some people want it harder some night, and whatever. And I mean music, not as in anything else before you start. Because around the time of next month, I could possibly arrange so quite a few people around it, so it wouldn't just be me constantly, because that would really hurt my ankle, and that'd be before I journey over the island to see my fucking family. So on Discord, Aaron helped me a while ago. I have my own Discord server, so I wanted to, because I knew about the YouTube stuff as in regards to copyright shit and how tight they are on it, because I have a monetized channel, so it's like you really have to play YouTube politics and follow their rules to the letter, otherwise you get a lot of hassle. And so I set up my Discord stuff so I can basically go over to there, and you can have on Discord, for example, you can have it's like your own chat room if you like. And I mean I haven't used it too much because I don't want it to get too crazy in there, because when you set Discord up and you have a lot of people going in there, they can go into your Discord at any time, and just say for example 2 people could be having a major row in your Discord and you don't even know it's going on, so you've got to monitor that very carefully and all of that. So that is one thing that I don't really necessarily want issues with. So but it's like trusting the people you let in there. It's a little bit like having your own YouTube page, but you've got to be a little bit more on top of it with Discord, because they have different rules and back to YouTube. So it's no, but a lot of people do have Discord, and at least I'd be able to play anything on there without it turning into a fucking slanging match with say Google about copyright and shit, because that's the last thing I want to be doing whilst I'm trying to bloody do a set, say for example, and then get fucking Google saying, or shut the stream down because of fucking abuse of copyright and all this, that and the other. It's like, oh my fucking good god. So that would sort of disrupt your concentration, and it's like to have a good mix going and that, and I don't really want to be having to concentrate on what's going on in the Discord either, so I'd have to make sure that if I was to do this properly, and obviously don't let too many people in there because it would just turn crazy. But no, it'd be a laugh, I think, and you can pretty much openly talk to people that you want to talk to and all of that. You can have private conversations with people. That's the way it works in there. It's a bit mad, but yeah, Aaron is, and he's a good kid. I've always respected him. I've always got time for him. I always will have time for him. He's a really nice person. Never done anything bad to me. I've never done anything bad to him, nor would I. I'm just glad in a way that all of this stuff has sort of phased out, because for a person of his age to be getting himself entangled in what's going on, I don't really need to say any more than that, but I don't want him getting into any kind of trouble in regards to that side of what the other guy's into, you know. I'm just protective, I don't know. You got cut off. Was your bloody Wi-Fi screwed then, Marshall, again? Yeah, I asked a question, Marshall. Oh, what was it now? So my head's gone a little bit like... Yeah, in regards to that stream, when did you roughly want to do it, sweetheart? Because, I say, it would have to be on a day when you're well enough, obviously, because your health comes first. And when I can bloody, my head's going to be strong enough to like have it out with someone without me getting stressed out and my head goes, because stress is a trigger for that, which I haven't really got stressed out in a while, but my chest infection has played havoc with my head, so it's just been like, oh, wonderful. Well, exactly, happy. This is the thing. I do not drink alcohol through my choice. I could do if I wanted to, but I choose not to. I don't miss it and I don't need it, so I know I've actually forgotten what it's like to get drunk, actually, which it's not a bad thing. So I don't smoke weed anymore. I haven't done for, 8 years now. And I don't need that at all, you know. So when I'm like on people's streams and that, I'm completely clear, apart from obviously if I've had seizures, that my brain can be a little bit funny at times, but I'm completely clear-headed. So when people are like having these issues and that, this is why people like ask me if I've like witnessed it or whatever, exactly how it's played out, because I have a pretty good memory for things, unfortunately. People like to drag you into shit and all that, but no, of course you would certainly stand up for people that are a lot younger than you, most definitely. And I certainly wouldn't want to bring any trouble or darkness to any of that either. It's something you shouldn't do and shouldn't want to do, you know. You want to do it on Wednesday? Okay, this Wednesday. What date is Wednesday? Oh, hang on. Yeah, I can do it on Wednesday. Oh, you've got to make sure this is all right with Si as well. You can't. It should be all right with him. I don't know. You don't drink often. You see, this is the exact thing. Like when I've had like loads of parties up here, I haven't done for a little while now because I just wanted to knock all that on the head for a while, and since my mum passed and all that, it's just been a little bit different, sorting family issues out and stuff, which have sort of like taken priority to a degree. But like beforehand, like I'd have my mates come up here and they'd be like taking the blatant piss, sort of like Yeah, I'd make sure that there was alcohol up here, even though I don't drink any of it. And my husband at the time didn't drink either, so it's like it was good in that way that we wouldn't be drunk around each other, because I couldn't imagine him. I've never seen him drunk, and he's never seen me drunk, so it's like pretty nuts in that way. But to see, your good friends get messy and then they start with some outrageous, crazy shit. I mean, at least like you can sort that out to a degree and like take it back. But online it's different, because you don't actually know the people personally and know what their levels are in regards to taking the blatant piss, or you know what I'm saying. So until you know where people's limits are in that regard, it's you're treading on very thin ice, I think. And coming online where you're shit-faced, I mean, some people are happy drunks and some people aren't, and then you get the in-between of that, and I don't know, I find that very I don't know what the word is actually. When people get too worked up and get to that point, I get a little bit triggered in a way, because it reminds me of not so good times when my stepfather was a right wanker. I couldn't find another word, because there isn't really another one. He was a right wanker, and he still is a right wanker as far as I'm aware. And he used to be caning it like every fucking day, and I'm like, oh. So that is one of the reasons why I've never really madly drank and got into that, because of that reason. And I think he did me a favour there, actually, you know. No, I don't actually mind. This is the thing, in regards to like using that word. Now, I don't particularly like using that word, because of my mum used to give me a really hard time saying it, and she used to really lose her shit. And I don't mean mildly here. She would go crazy if she heard that word, the K word, and the N word. Those three particular words would really rattle my mum, and it'd be like, what the fuck? So, because I've had that drilled into me, and like whenever like I come out with that word in particular, because that is the one she really like hated the most, it'd be like, oh, bollocks. So I'd be quite mindful not to really use that word. It flies out sometimes, but I try not to say it. And I don't know, but when people are lit saying it, yeah, I agree with you there. But then again, the C word doesn't always mean what that means either. It depends on context, doesn't it? On how you are with the person. If you're saying it in a joking way, if you say hello to someone and call them one, it's different than actually calling somebody out. It is what it is, but oh, Jesus. Okay. No, I do agree with what you're saying there, Happy, actually. Being around my friend Andy's house in Brighton, and there'd be a few around there drinking, and normally these people are the most sweetest, lovable people on the planet. They've got beautiful souls and everything. But you get vodka in them, and it's like, what the absolute fuck? They turn into like, it's like Jekyll and Hyde. It, it's just nuts. I was sitting there thinking, what the fuck? And they go from being the most sweetest people to like some kind of crazy fucking, oh. And you just want to like give them a slap and say, oi, shut your mouth. But no, you can't really do that to people. And it's like, what the fuck? So vodka is a particular bad drink in my opinion for that reason, because vodka and whiskey, I think, are the two main ones I've noticed with people that make them turn from lovely people to right absolute wankers. But that's just from personal experience, what I've seen with my eyes, and that is a hell of a lot. Like going, to like London clubs, for example, and you have all these people like in there, because I don't drink and I'm pretty hardly do anything actually in that regard, but I just pretty much go in there to listen to tunes and dance and all of that, just to get out of my head in a musical way. But then you get other people that go in there that want to completely start absolute punch-ups for no fucking reason, and it's like, oh my god. Or you get the old Bill in there starting for no fucking reason. It's like, oh, seriously? So I get what you're saying. And I suppose there's a difference as well in where you are raised to the extent of that. I mean, Brighton is a pretty colourful place where there is a lot of, actually there is in London actually, saying that there's a lot of people getting shit-faced and wasted, and that's like on a constant level, and you sort of like see it all the time. It'd be like, oh Jesus, it must be Tuesday. Sure. Oh, your brother's having another party. Oh, Jesus Christ. Blame it on your brother. There is such a thing as willpower, you can say no. Jesus. Oh, it's alright, you want to drink, you have one, innit, I would safely say if I drank right now, it probably wouldn't take a lot, because I'm quite a small person as it is, and I say I haven't had an alcoholic drink in years. So I'd hate to think what that would be like, but me drunk and then probably come on alive. That would probably be quite funny for you guys, but I may try that out one night. Who knows? Jägermeister. Ooh. I had that the once, and ooh. That is one of the worst alcoholic drinks I've ever tasted in my fucking life. Oh my god. I just didn't like it at all. I mean, I nearly threw up on someone after drinking that. It's like, just did not like it. That's nice, Marshall. This is the thing. When Happy said what he said earlier on, I didn't mind, because I knew it wasn't coming from a bad place, and he was trying to sort of like work out where I was coming from, I think, because it might have just sounded like I was coming out attacking Paddy, and it wasn't that at all. I would never do that. But to have got that sort of like out there and knocked on the head basically, because I'm basically not having people associating me with anybody that, I mean, yeah, if I knew him, fair enough. If any members of my family knew him, it'd be fair enough, but no. I mean, I don't know anybody in the Pevensey area. That's way too far from Brighton. I mean, I'd say from Brighton to Pevensey is at least 30 minutes drive away, maybe more than that. It'd be more than that, I would think. And I've only ever gone there by train, and that takes a fucking long time. But him turning around saying that he's from Brighton but staying there, I mean, I did not get that, but I don't know, some people are idiots. Yeah, you pretty much hit the nail on the head. Anybody that on here that knows me very well, Marshall knows me particularly well on here, and quite a few other people, Era as well knows me very well on here, and I would rather like have had say over here and had it out with him in a calm way, but because of the way certain things have happened, it's like, because I have not calmed down yet, because he brought my kids into it. This is why. That's one button you cannot unpush for me. When you bring up any of my kids into it, I will fucking come for you. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but that's just the way I've been brought up, to protect my own. And if I'm not going to do it, who the fuck is? You know what I'm saying? So when a person comes for one of your kids, it's like, no. I don't care who the fuck you are. If it's a member of my own fucking family, they come for my kids, they still get the fucking claws. You know, it's like, That is one thing I cannot and will not tolerate. And I don't think I'm the only parent that would be like that. I'm just very protective around my family in particular. And I'm very protective when it comes to people I consider good friends and things like that. If I see people being picked on or treated badly in any way, or been given a hard time, or people have got information wrong and they've been put over the coals about it, I will normally come out and sort of like say, actually, you have it wrong and this is where you have it wrong, to try and smooth it out, not to start a row. And that's the way I've always been. Now, if you don't fucking like it, then basically people can fucking do one, because I'm not changing, because that's who I am as a person deep down. And I don't come on here to have a row. That's the last thing. I do not like conflict. It fucking gets my goat up so fucking damn much. I just want to relax and chill out and just enjoy going live when I do, or going on other people's streams and just like having a crack with people, having a laugh and a joke with people, having a bit of banter here and there. I don't like it when it turns into people going after other people for ridiculous fucking reasons. I mean, no. Oh, when I came back from A&E this morning and I saw this on my phone, I was like, oh, fuck right off. And that's no offence to you, Marshall, I read your message and that, is, it's like, oh, seriously? It's like, how much more do you have to fucking endure with this bullshit? It's, oh, fuck's sake. Oh dear. Would your mum have gone that nuts, Dean? Actually, if she caught your brother and sister having one. Jesus. Because my mum's pretty much like that as well. She bloody catch you at it. It's just like, oh God, here we go. Cover your ears in it and brace yourself. Ah dear. I suppose that's the Irish side in her as well a little bit, but oh. It's fucking nuts, isn't it? What your family members can be like. Well, this is the actual thing as well. You guys, the only people that were a witness to it, with what was said on that particular day, and I'm just going on that day, I'm not talking about the stuff that happened with Dwayne and all of that, because Si and Dwayne together, that's a separate issue, which has got nothing to do with what I'm talking about. The stuff that I have a particular, I mean, I've forgotten about that really. I mean, that's just two people shooting the shit and talking a load of bollocks. That doesn't bother me so much, but when a person is on a backstage with, I mean, I was there, Tonkin, Guinness and Si, and possibly Haydog. I can't remember if he was there at that particular time or not, because he came in and out. And what he was saying for 2 fucking hours over that period was the most diabolical shit I've heard. It's just like, what the fuck? I thought, right, okay. And he was being fucking serious, and it's like, what the... I was fuming. And, oh dear. To get me that fucking crazy, I mean, oh dear. At least it weren't on a live, because if, I mean, some of you heard what I said to Jumbo that day when I was using the C word on him. That was bad enough, and I felt bad for doing it afterwards, and I apologised to him for doing that to him, because of course I don't like speaking to people like that. Do I, Eric? But after that, it was just like, whoa, no, I cannot and will not forget and forgive that. Just certain things I cannot. And you guys will find out when you have kids of your own and whatever, because some of you do, some of you don't, so... Well, I do as well, Happy, and I tell you why. I mean, I wouldn't expect an apology out of him because he wouldn't mean it, so... I apologise to people if I've done them any kind of wrong, like I apologised to Dwayne over that situation. And Dwayne and I are okay at the moment, so we pretty much sorted most of it out, I'd say. But the reason, see, Stephen Monan asked me this particular question, and I think it is a legit one actually. He said, how comes I can forgive Dwayne, but I won't forgive Si? Perfect example. Dwayne has never brought up my children. Si has. There's a difference right there. Yeah. He is a good person, and I think he's a lot better when he's not been on the drink, personally. That's just my own personal opinion. Because I've seen him when he's been drinking, and I've seen him when he's off the drink, and he's a lot better person sober. And that isn't a dig, that is just an observation. And I'd think he'd be a lot better in life knocking that on the head. That's not me having a dig, that's just my honest opinion over things. Now, that's easier said than done. If you've got enough willpower to say no more, then that can only do someone the world of good. But if you want to carry on caning it and making your body go there, then you're not going to live very long, and that saddens me in a way, you know. See, I would have forgotten about this. Well, not forgotten about it, obviously, because my kids are brought into it, but I wouldn't have had any issue to say a damn word if my name wasn't being constantly brought up. Because, especially like this morning, yesterday morning now, because it's gone midnight, but I wasn't even around. And I'm telling you that if I would have been around, I would have probably hit the roof for a start, because I do not like seeing people I care about being attacked in any way, because that's wrong. And it's like, what would I have said this morning? That would have been a bit of a, because the morning I had, so if I had been home at that point, or turned on YouTube whilst being in hospital, I'd necessarily do that, because I was having enough issues going on at the time. But if I'd have turned on my YouTube whilst being in A&E, if I'd have heard that, I probably would have fucking come on and said, "Oi, knock it the fuck off," you know. Now I know he said that, and I think that's a good thing, but let's just hope he can keep it going. And it's a hard thing to do, though, especially if you live in an area where it's easy. Mind you, alcohol is way too easy to get hold of everywhere, isn't it? I think if you're serious about it, about giving up something like weed or drugs or alcohol, whatever it is, you've got to adjust your whole way of thinking and your whole way of life. Change the people you hang around with if you've got too much of a problem there. And that can be quite difficult if you're living in an area where it's really expensive to live, and you're on low income or whatever. It's difficult, and it's not as easy as moving or doing all that. So I just wish him, all the best for getting there, if he can get there and stay in a good place with it, because that would be good for him, in my opinion. Yeah, I would agree with the happy too, but this is the thing. If you've heard, say, over repeated strings in particular, that you hear somebody say some crazy dark stuff and it's continuous over a certain amount of months and it doesn't get any better, it's like you start to feel that that's these person's own opinions and that of you, and no matter if they're sober or not. It is certainly difficult, but then again, I would not come on live streams lit, or I wouldn't go for. I definitely wouldn't go for people. Mind you, I haven't really gotten that drunk where I would be like that. Yeah, I've gotten drunk, sure, but not that I've been around the internet or whatever when it's happened. It's been it's completely different since lockdown and all that, but fucking hell, I certainly wouldn't go on a fucking rampage online. And people found it amusing enough when I was on THC oil. I mean, that was an experience and a half. I wasn't expecting that one. No, I haven't actually been on that for a while now, and it's not that I really miss it either, to be fair. Don't really need it. I think Marshall paid the price for that one the last time. Went on a real mad one, wasn't it? I think that was on one of your streams, wasn't it, Marshall? I mean, that was fucking nuts. Going on one of your streams when I was on the oil, I think Dino was pissed, Guinness was Guinness, and you were just probably thinking, oh, fuck right off, everyone. Because my laptop, wasn't it? My laptop was playing about. I could not stop laughing my arse off. Yeah, you had the patience of a saint that day, because I having to deal with all that in one day, and in shit. That was a good day though, because it's the first. Let's say the first proper conversation I began. I think it was the second one that I had with him. But that day was fucking comical on so many levels. It was fun. Yeah, I agree with you there. I mean, people do start off. Actually, some of my friends just fucking start your night off, and when they're pissed out their head, and they just continue, and it's like, oh Jesus. And you have to like look after them all night and make sure they don't puke everywhere or puke on their clothes or in their hair or whatever. It's like, oh my god. Normally that's my job, like looking after people when they're like that, and it's like, I hate being sober like that, because it comes to you to like deal with it all. And I had some pretty like major ones around mine where people have just like got completely shit faced, and it's like, oh Jesus. And they start having it out with the neighbours, and I'm like, oh please don't. They're mad wankers as it is about you fucking starting. It is what it is, but I haven't had any mad ones around here for a while, thank God for that. I think my neighbours will probably say. Because you can pretty much hear my music, say, right down the street. And, I don't do it that often, but it's got to be fucking blasted. I agree with you there, Marshall, too. This is where I think if you come across that way a lot, and you don't know in yourself where you've got that place where you go from being like in a good place if you've had a few to drink or whatever, but then you go over to that, or start going over to the dark side where you can say, right, I need to stop now. And you go over that, and then you start doing crazy lives and whatever. That's never good. And it just makes you feel that, what is that person doing to themselves, you know? Don't get angry with it. It's just like, oh, pity, maybe that's the wrong word, but I don't know. Yeah, but this is the thing, Happy. He hasn't admitted what he said on that backstage. And I don't think he will. Because it is that bad. Now, for me to still be angry about it months later, you know it has to be something significant. Because normally, like with myself in particular, if somebody said something, I'd be like, okay, whatever. And it just like, you know, go right over me. I wouldn't even think about it. But you get to that point where it's just constant and constant and constant, and people just will not fucking stop. No, if I'd have done anything to him in particular, which I haven't, by the way, I could understand it, but I do not understand where all this shit has come from. I really do not get it. I don't understand it, and I won't tolerate it either, because if it was true, if I'd been a right bitch to him, I'd say, yeah, I've been a bitch to him, what of it? Or I'd say, yeah, I've been unfair to you, and I'd apologise about it. But I've done nothing to him to apologise for. And it's like he's, I don't know why, but I would like to know why, sure. Oh, it's just crazy. That's easier said than done. Because in all of this, I would say 90% of it is him. 10% has been retaliation for what he said on myself. I didn't start any of this. Why the hell would I? This is not... I mean, Marshall, you can even vouch for this. On all the time you've known me online, when have I really gone out of my way to go for people? I mean, that is not it at all. But I just will not sit back and let people do it over and over and over again. I will ignore it to a degree for so long. And I would say, no, you can fuck off now. That came out a bit blunt, but you get me. Yeah, it can be done, but this is the thing. He would have to is a bit of a strong word, but yeah, he would have to, actually, apologise and mean it of what he said in regards to my kid. That is a damn full-on guarantee right there, because if he doesn't remember saying it, oh, he did fucking say it, and I've got witnesses to what he said. because I wasn't the only person with him. It wasn't a private conversation. Well, it was. There was more than one person there, so... But I wouldn't come out and say something if it wasn't 100% legit. And for me to be angry about it months later and not even want to, like... I mean, I haven't spoken to him in chat for... oh, bloody hell. I think the last time I really spoke to him... I don't think I've spoken to him actually since that backstage, really. And for me not even to want to forgive or whatever, or put out on it, whatever, it would have to be a bad reason. And like I say, you bring my kids into it, I don't know. Yeah, I remember that time, Marshall. That was really bad, and one-on-one. One-on-one. Well, he's had my phone number for a while. But until he's willing to accept what he's done wrong, then there wouldn't be much point, would it, you know? That's just my opinion on it, you know? Yeah, I felt bad for you when you couldn't get on that live. I mean, fucking hell. See, if that would have been me, I would have made sure you could get on it before setting it up. Then again, I'm a lot more practical thinking that way, you know? And then if you couldn't get on that day, I would have set it up for a day where you could and taken it from there. But I wouldn't have set up a live stream for somebody if they weren't around. That would be pretty silly, wouldn't it? I mean... But when you're in like hospital type facilities, you having to use somebody else's Wi-Fi, it's a little bit difficult, isn't it, you know? I don't know. Right, what I remember of this. Marshall had just had his situation with his operation that went badly wrong. You know about that, I don't have to say much more. And Dwayne set up this live for him, and Marshall couldn't get his he couldn't get on the Wi-Fi to join the live stream, and he was in a pretty bad place emotionally back then. Well, it still is in periods, but he's getting there, and big up to him for getting there, because it's a big thing going through that and everything else that's happened since. You've got guts, brother, and I admire you for what you've been through and what you're still going through, and it hasn't really changed who you are, which I can admire that too. But he couldn't get on this live, and he felt guilty that people had put in the effort and time for him, because at that point I think he didn't feel he was worth it. I mean, tell me if I'm getting this wrong, Marshall, but this is what I understood the way you spoke to me about it and the way I was with you when you were speaking around that time, because I remember this very well, the way you were. To go through that amount of